Welcome in, folks. I hope you guys are having a great weekend. Thank you for joining me for a magical journey. We have 4 brand new scents from the Back to School collection. It's the second installment of that, so we're calling that year 2. We've got 4 very unique scents. I actually got 4 different kind of bottles here that they come in. Going to be telling you all about that. But I'm not going to be the only one telling you about it. I'm going to hear from the man himself. We're going to bring on Pete from Damn Yankee. Hello, sir.
Hello there, everybody. How are you?
Doing well. Glad you could join us. I'm so excited for this. I think I got
Yeah,
to meet.
it's I didn't realize until I kind of dug into it that it's been 2 years. But it was 2 years ago, right at this time, 2021. So, um, it's one of those things, and you know me well. You know that this is a subject matter that's near and dear to me. So this is exciting for me to get to do again.
And you know, I'm a big fan of the Wizarding World myself.
Of
So
course.
I couldn't remember how many years ago it's been. I knew it was more than one. I wasn't thinking it was last year, so it was 2 years ago. And if I remember right, you said it was the your best-selling, most popular collection of all time out of all the ones you've done.
Yeah, nothing else even comes close.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was this time 2 years ago was absolutely insane for us. But we are happy to have it going on, and so we'll see how this one does.
All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get into this because I know you are excited to see what the scents are and what they're called and the artwork and all of that kind of stuff. By the way, everything is now live. It's shopdamnyankee.com. I've got a link pinned there in the chat. It's also in the description of the video. And you can use my affiliate code BANJO15 when you order. Save yourself a little bit of money on that. All right, Pete, which one do you want to go over first? I've got them all ready.
Oh, you know what? Let's go with the one that I probably spent the most time pushing these last few weeks, and it's called Keeper of Keys.
All right. So, Keeper of Keys. So, that one
Mhm.
is probably the most complex, I would say. It's got pipe tobacco, cedar, black tea, leather, and autumn spices. All right. You can see the artwork on that. Looks great. All right. Just a cool thing. I love the font that you got with it. It's pretty, very authentic to it. And this
Yeah,
one's in a white
it's
bottle. Now tell me about the bottles here because I've got one that's white. This one I've got one that's in like your cauldron looking, and then one is matte black, and then one it looks like your typical kind of amber glass
yeah.
bottle. And
Well, it's one of those things that when the first collection dropped 2 years ago, they were all in black bottles.
mhm.
And just because I kind of dig the look of it, but my only real beef about it was that there was nothing really except for the color on the label. There's nothing really distinguishing one from the other. Um, so it was a little too cohesive, I guess, for my taste. So this time I wanted to kind of do something a little bit different and make each one kind of unique unto itself. So these white bottles are the same ones that I was using for the summer collection. So if those look familiar, if you ordered from me back in the summer, these are those same white glass bottles.
Nice. And I would say this one is the most fall-like because of the little bit of autumn spice in it. And when you see the pipe tobacco and cedar, those are some of Pete's specialties. But to me, this one's like evenly matched. It's not a, I would not call it a tobacco scent. I would not call it a cedar scent. It's a mixture of all of those things that you see listed. So pipe tobacco, cedar, black tea, leather, and autumn spices. It's not too much leather because I'm not a big, huge fan of the leather. But some
Yeah.
of the stuff in here definitely smells like some damn Yankee scents of the past. I don't know if it's the same fragrances that you've used in other things, but I really like it.
Yeah, it has a lot of very damn Yankee elements. So this profile was actually sent to me over the summer by a customer of ours, I actually make a note of that on the label. One of our customers came up with this profile, but it is a very damn Yankee profile. I mean, and it is the same. It's the same cedar that's in cedar tobacco vanilla. It's the same tobacco that is in cedar tobacco vanilla and Papa's chair. It's the
Cavendish?
same leather that's in Papa's chair. Yeah, and Cavendish also.
Okay.
The same leather that's in Papa's chair. What's new is the black tea. I did use it once before um, in a scent called 50 Shades of Earl Grey
Mhm.
that like four people bought, and I liked it, but apparently nobody else did. But it's the same tea for that, and the tea is just kind of a nod to the whole series being set in England, and so from that standpoint, it's just kind of it's my cheesy way of nodding to that whole culture. And then the autumn spices are just the same ones that you would expect. I mean, it's going to be like cinnamon, ginger, cardamom, nutmeg are the big four in there. And those are all essential oils. So they're pretty punchy.
Yeah,
But
they
I try
punch,
to keep.
but then you get all these other layers. So this one's definitely the most complex. You smell all of those things, maybe not all at the start with, but by the time a couple hours goes through, you've smelled all of those.
Yeah, it's a scent with that many notes in it is not my usual, but I've done it on occasion. I think my record thus far, I believe, is 9. I did one a couple summers ago called Lover's Rock that had like 9 notes in it, that I'll never do again. But
I like that.
Um,
I remember liking that one.
it was a good one. It was a pain in the butt to make, but it was a good scent. And so yeah, I mean you'll get lots of different things in here, and you're right. I don't really like leather either. It's not that I don't like the smell of it. It's that for me anyway, it just tends to take over whatever it's in.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
It dominates usually.
Yeah. So it's kind of hard to balance with that in there. So hopefully when guys smell this, they'll get a little hint of it, but it's not just like you're sniffing a bomber jacket. You know what I mean?
Right. And to me, this is the best of what you do, right? That this scent has got so many good things in it that reminds me of Damn Yankee. Just for me, I like the autumn spice too. So this is to me is the one that's the most fall. So if you're looking for a unique fall scent that screams Damn Yankee, definitely get Keeper of Keys for sure. By the way, thank you everybody that's popping in here. I see 22 people that are on board. Hello to everyone. If you don't mind sharing this out, if you do a lot of stuff on Instagram, I would appreciate. I know Pete would as well. This is not my usual time to stream, so just in case we don't want anybody to forget. Um, but well, like I said, we've got 4 scents that we're going through. They're all live. And we're going to go through. I tell you what, let's do another scent, and then maybe we'll talk about the prices and what's available, all the different products, and then we'll
I
hit the
got
other
you.
2 scents real quick. Which
Mhm.
one do you want to do next?
So let's do one of the ones that's a little more out of the box. It wouldn't be a damn Yankee collection if there wasn't something weird in there. And so we've got one called Mandrake. And if you're familiar with the series, you'll know all about mandrakes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but over the years of doing this, I've found some fragrance oils that I always try to go for realism in a lot of aspects. And for me, this one smells really earthy. Um, and it may not be everybody's cup of tea, but I know there are a few people out there that will appreciate the fact that this actually smells like a plant and earth and those kind of things.
Yeah, and you get that. So it's green wood and potting soil, and
Mm.
somehow it turned out to be good. I like this one much better than the Forbidden Forest. I think was that the one what it's called last time.
Mhm.
That one was like earth and moss and that kind of stuff. This one I like it because I like things with wood in it. So you do smell that green wood. You get the potting soil, but it's not overpowering. It's not offensive. I don't think anybody would go, "What does that smell?" Maybe they
Right.
would. I don't know, but I enjoy that one. So if you like the earthy stuff, you like getting your hands in the dirt, you like some wood notes, some green wood, you can check out
Yeah.
Mandrake for sure.
The interesting thing about that one is that it has cedar in it, but it's not the same cedar that's in Keeper of Keys. It's a little bit sweeter. The cedar that I use is pretty punchy, um, so I kind of have to go easy on it. But this particular one is a little bit sweeter, so I was kind of able to capitalize on that and play it against the kind of more earthy green notes. If you're like a cologne or perfume person, this is like a green set,
Hmm.
basically.
Yeah, it definitely is. So we got one that's a little more traditional with the Keeper of Keys, and then you've got the Mandrake, which is a little bit more off the beaten path, but not too far. Because I wouldn't, if I don't like it, I would tell you. But I actually like it. I'm wearing that one tonight. That was the last of the 4 for me to throw in to see how they worked
That's
for me
good.
there.
And then the flip side of that is I wanted to make one of the scents that was kind of right over home plate, right? That had notes in it that really everybody could hopefully appreciate. So we did a scent called Magical Me, which is a Gilderoy Lockhart reference from Chamber of Secrets, if you're familiar with the series. And Magical Me is just a straight up kind of musk, oak moss, musky vanilla scent, maybe a little bit smoky, but not overpoweringly so. Um, so it should have some vaguely cologne vibes.
Definitely
Um,
does.
but I wanted to make something that was kind of right down the middle in terms of where you could wear it and when and so This is kind of our all-purpose. I actually like. I think it turned out better than I thought it was going to. I thought I would be bored by it, but it's actually, as I've continued to smell it over the last couple of weeks, I'm actually liking it more and more.
Yeah, I like it more than I thought I would. I'm not huge on vanilla scents, but with the
Mm,
musk in there, and as you said, the little bit of like smoking. You got some layers to it. I wouldn't call it smokiness, but when you said that, it's like okay,
mm.
there's something they're giving a little bit more like burnt kind of something, just a little bit something there to go with the musk on it. Gives it a little bit of bite
Right,
to kind
right.
of push back from the sweet and the vanilla. Works very well. Love the bottle there with the kind of looks like a cauldron there with the copper looking bottle. And does that are you using these same bottles across the board, no matter which blend you get? Or you only
Yeah,
are they
yeah, for sure.
limited on the bottles?
I'm going to use them until I run out of them. I think I have maybe 40 or 50 of them left. Um, those are left over from a scent I did a while back called Kentucky Mule. Um, this is, oh, I don't know, maybe like a year and a half ago.
I
I don't
thought it was
remember.
longer than that.
Was it? I don't know.
I remember
But
doing it.
yeah, I ran across these bottles that kind of looked like a whiskey still to me, and it made me laugh. So I bought a bunch of them, and so these are the last few of those. But um, so yeah, so that's a Gilderoy. That was the name of Gilderoy Lockhart's book that he was selling in Chamber of Secrets was
I had
Magical Mead.
forgotten that. I need to go back and reread them again. I don't think I've read them since the last. I think I just finished reading them before we did our last release there 2 years ago. I haven't
Nice.
read them since. I think I've watched a couple of the movies since then, but it's not the same.
Yeah, I have not finished all of the books, to my wife's dismay. She's the one that kind of really got me into that whole thing. But so that was and I've told this story before, but that was her condition before she accepted my proposal was that I had to have seen at least all of the movies.
She should have made you read the books. I mean, that would be
Um,
true love there.
yeah, well, it's a lifetime commitment, so I feel like I've got some time.
Well, there you
Yeah.
go. That's right. You can still do it. Let's go ahead and hit that last cent, and then maybe we'll look at
Oh,
the
I got you.
prices and stuff.
So we had a couple that were pretty accessible, hopefully to everyone. So I wanted to do one that was really unusual, even by my standards. So we did one called Parcel Tongue, and Parcel Tongue is chai spice and agarwood, or oud, basically. Um, oh, there she is.
She said you
Okay.
wouldn't be married if she made you read the books. You still wouldn't have read them yet.
Yeah, no, we'd still be engaged, and that was almost 10 years ago. So I'm a slow reader, is what I'm getting at. But so yeah, parcel tongue is chai spice and oud basically. I
Yes, he
haven't
said
used oud.
ood.
Yeah, I haven't used oud for a while, just because I feel like maybe 2 3 years ago, oud was kind of the flavor of the month for a lot of beard companies, and I just kind of got burned out on it. And I did a couple of oud scents. In fact, I feel like I did an oud scent like this time, like 3 years ago, called Homecoming. Um,
I don't even remember
but
that one.
yeah, well, I mean, you've seen thousands of beer scents at this point, so
I
it's.
have.
But yeah, so oud is not something you use a lot, just because it's one of those things that kind of hopefully has run its course. But um, and chai spice is something that I don't think I've ever seen another beard company use. So it's got kind of, I mean, chai has like an Indian connotation, like has kind of Indian vibes. Um, but to me, it's just a really unique combination, and it's kind of hard to describe. Maybe you can do better than I can, but
I got my work cut out for me. It's definitely
yeah.
on the darker side, and
Mm,
but you got some sort of sweetness there, but it's like a dark sweetness it's got some bite to it. I definitely smell some green things in there, which would be the chai
mm,
and the agar wood. So that's a natural agar wood. It's not like straight up. That's not cologne oud. It's a
mm.
darker something or another.
Yeah, this has got a little, like you said, bite is a good word, right? So like regular oud fragrances have kind of cologne vibes, but this one is a little bit sharper. This is the agar wood that I used a long time ago in a scent called Studio. That was like a
Oh
tattoo
yeah,
scent.
I never tried that one, but I remember you having that one.
Yeah, you didn't miss much, but
I don't
it
have any tattoos, so I can't really relate to it.
well, you know, um, so yeah, this scent is a little bit sharper, and I wanted something that maybe was a little exotic, just because when I think
That's a good
about,
word for it, exotic.
yeah, I mean, when I think about Parcel Tongue, I think about, of course, the dark arts and Nagini and all of that. So I wanted something that was a little unusual and a little dark and a little unexpected. So hopefully we came through on that. We'll see. We'll see what people say.
You did, and I can say that I have never smelled another scent like this one. Like it's unique. I mean, it's unique, but it does have enough. Um, uh, it's got enough like refinement to it that after some of the initial stuff wears off, you do get that woodiness from the agar wood to go with it, which is not exactly cologne, but it's cologne adjacent, I would guess, on that. But if you
Right.
like dark scents, a little bit of a green note to it, exotic is a good word for it. Yeah, I liked it better than I thought I would because this was the one you told me you didn't think I would like.
I've known you for a while, and I didn't think you would like this one, but then again, you liked a caramel popcorn scent that I made,
I
so
love that the sweet and salty does it for me, man.
maybe you've got a little wild streak in you I wasn't aware of. I'm not, but
Well, as you said, after smelling over 1,000 of these things, you look for something
yeah,
that stands out sometimes.
I I'm not surprised that you don't remember a lot of these scents. I can't imagine how many. I mean, it's got to be in the thousands at this point.
It definitely is. I remember getting 63 in 1 week. So
What do you? Well, no, you know what? I don't know. I don't want to know what you do with it because I would probably just pitch mine in the bin after the live stream.
they
But
they get
um,
no, I don't put yours in the bin. I make sure to keep
one thing.
all my affiliates. I definitely try to keep their stuff around unless it's like something that's going away forever.
One thing I was going to mention also, and I don't really push this a lot, but for those of you who are buying into this collection, this fall, um, I encourage you to get back on the website and review some of these scents. I don't get a ton of reviews on the website because it's not really something that I push for. But if you want to, if one of these scents strikes you in a good way or a bad way, feel free to get back on the website and put a review in there because it's really important for me for guys to get in and read reviews from other bearded customers of mine. So I encourage you to get in and review these scents once you get a hold of them because that really helps other people out.
Absolutely. And if you're on Instagram, give a shout out, show
Mm.
pictures, give your thoughts. It doesn't have to be, a big long eloquent thing, but anything that helps spread the word on these. So I think you'll like them,
Yeah,
and they are definitely unique. And Pete always prides himself in using things that smell authentic. Like it doesn't smell like a fake fragrance on any
yeah.
of those. So I saw a
Well, it's
good
just
question there. So let's talk about the prices and what's available in these particular scents. And you do have samples. And Shad asked, do the samples come in the original blend or Sterling, or can they request?
they come in the original blend, but if you shoot me a DM or a note on your order, I can do them in Sterling blend as well.
There you go. And we'll talk about the two blends. So there are two blends in oils. Both of them work very well. The Sterling blend is one of the best blends I've ever used in my beard. If I did a top 5 list, it would be in it. And like I said, I've used a lot of stuff. So the Sterling oil, $17.99. The original oil, $16.99. I've got the ingredients to throw up in just a minute. You can get a 2-ounce butter or a 4-ounce butter. You can get the oil butter combo in original or Sterling. You can get a 1-ounce balm. So if you're not huge into the balm, you can get a 1 ounce for $9.99. Pete, your prices are too low on the butters. I'm just going to tell you, a 2-ounce butter I've seen go for $20 from other places. So I think those are at least $3 too cheap
Yeah.
on the 2 or 4 ounce. I think the guys in the comments will agree on that. That's really low for butters. Oil balm combo for $24.99. You can get the scents and the co-wash or the beard wash. That's 8 ounces. And then you got the 2 dram sample if you just want an individual sample, or maybe you like, I think I'm going to go for the keeper the keys. You want a full size of that, and maybe the parcel tongue or the mandrake you're not completely sold on. You can get the sample of that, or if you want to collect them all, I know that would be good too if you're a collector of these things. And you can get the whole sample pack for $11.99, and you can use my affiliate code, which is Banjo15. That will help us all out and help you out as
Yeah.
well. Tell us about shipping prices real quick. I didn't have that list. I didn't remember seeing it on the website.
So we've got free shipping starts at $35 and up.
Oh, okay. That's
Um,
cheap for shipping. Make sure you hit
and
that $35, guys, after the
yeah,
Banjo
and well,
15.
it's worth. I don't have a ton of international customers, but it's worth noting that it's that's domestic shipping in the U.S. International shipping is still an issue for me. I try to keep it reasonable, but it's just I try to keep prices reasonable in general. You're talking about the butters, and I just my thing has always been our original blend beard oil has not gone up in price. I don't think since 2019. It's been 16.99 for a long, long time, and I, it's just really important to me. I mean, especially now that the economy is kind of sucking for a lot of people, that it's important to me that people don't have to choose beard care over other essentials, right? So that's probably the best way that I can put it is I don't want customers to have to make a decision, to pay for something essential and then just skip out on beard care. So hopefully these prices are such that it's accessible to everyone. So and with the discount codes, hopefully that helps even more. But yeah, I've never been out to take people to the cleaners. I've tried to be fair on pricing
I know you
since the very
have,
beginning. Yeah.
but now you're coming way under market average because I see a lot of these prices from a lot of these companies. So I just wanted to throw out my 2 cents. I think you are getting, if you buy these, you're getting a very good deal on those. All right. So let's take a look at the website. If you have any questions for me or Pete, go ahead and ask. We will make sure to answer all those. Oh, well, I wanted to talk about the blends really quickly here. So the
Oh
original
yeah.
blend is jojoba, fractionated coconut, sweet almond, argan, and broccoli seed. That's a little secret ingredient there. I love that broccoli seed. It works super well for me.
Mhm.
And then for the Sterling blend, that's argan, kukui nut, and then a lot more broccoli seed than what's in the original, if I remember right, and then castor. And
Yeah.
it's got castor. It's not super thick or anything like that, but it's a medium towards the heavy side of medium maybe
Yeah.
on those.
Castor oil makes up about less than 10% of the volume for Sterling, so it's really just a splash. Well, I appreciate you guys back very much. And then a couple of those oils are the same. The argan oil and broccoli seed are in both. The thing to note about that is the proportion of argan and broccoli seed oil in Sterling is significantly higher. I mean, it's I can't have exact proportions, but it's a lot more argan and broccoli seed in Sterling than it is in the original blend. And for me, I think that's really what makes the difference.
All right. So we've got a good question here. I'm glad you asked. He needs a good tobacco, one that's not a cologne. What do you recommend? So I would recommend, and we're going to look at the website here. I would recommend Cedar Tobacco Vanilla. It's still in my top 5 scents of all time, but you got a lot of different choices. So that's got the pipe tobacco in it, the Cedar Tobacco Vanilla. If you like more of the punchy, the peppery notes from a Cuban tobacco, you want to try Panama, which is Cuban tobacco and cedar.
Mhm.
Cavendish is pipe tobacco and like dried fruit, like raisin, prune, that kind of stuff. Pipe tobacco and leathers, Pawpaw's chair, and that's oh yeah, pipe dream is pipe tobacco, orange, and vanilla. So none
Mm.
of those are really cologne esque. Pete just doesn't do a lot of cologne type of stuff.
Mm,
Um,
no.
and then
There's
pipe
another
bomb.
one.
What I missed one. Pipe bomb is pipe tobacco, dark chocolate, and cherry. Sorry. Go ahead.
There's another one in there that I don't sell a ton of anymore, but I've kept it on the website because I really like it. It's a scent called Spirit Guide. Um, that is essentially tobacco, Palo Santo, and sage. Um, so it's just kind of a different take. And you and I have talked about this for a long time, but I use tobacco in a lot of different scents, but they serve different functions depending on what they're playing with. Right. So Cavendish is probably the most straight up tobacco scent that I make. Some of the others, including this new one, Keeper of Keys, it's in there just to kind of mellow things out a little bit. Um, I don't necessarily know that I pick up a lot of tobacco in Keeper of Keys, but it's in there just to kind of help smooth things
I
over.
catch it after the initial pop from those essential oils, the autumn spices. After it goes away, I smell the tobacco in there and a little bit of cedar.
Yeah, it's funny. For me, it's mostly leather and tea is what I get. So it's different. It's a good way to say it's different for everybody.
Yeah, but there's a lot of good tobaccos there to choose from. Pete is the tobacco king, whether he wants to accept that or not. By the way, there are some, I'm kind of sad that the Bountiful hasn't made a return for the fall because it's for me one of the best pumpkin scents. The pumpkin and tobacco I really like.
Mhm.
So that was a good one. It did pretty well,
Well,
didn't it?
it's
Because you brought it back a couple times over the years.
yeah. It's Bountiful will never truly be gone forever. It's just it's kind of our quintessential fall thing. And I'm hesitant to say pumpkin spice because that's kind of the kiss of death with men. But
It's a trigger word, that's for sure.
yeah, that's why I cleverly mask it and say like autumn spice or warm spices. I try my best not to say pumpkin spice because that's just the kiss of death. But
I got a little bit of the bountiful vibe when I first, smelled Keeper of Keys with the autumn spices in it. But
mm,
by the way, if you are looking for more fall type of scents, well, there's a permanent collection called the Carnival of Souls, and you can try the little 3 gram or the 2 gram sample pack for that as well. You can just pick up all the samples. If you've never tried Damn Yankee, it'd be a great time to try the samples at least, and then you can go back and place another order. But anyway, Midway is a wonderful kind of caramel apple type of scent. Kettle corn was a surprise hit in my world. You guys know what kettle corn is, right? It's like popcorn that's got a little bit of sweet, a little bit of salty. For some reason, it totally worked for me. And I I like what I like, and that I did not think I was going to like kettle corn. I loved it. There's something about the sweet and salty did it. And
mm.
then if you like churros, a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of sugar, I don't remember what else is in there, but you got that, and you got the antiqued kind of bottles on that. So very creative with some of the stuff that Pete does. Do you still have those bottles like that with the lids and the antiqued?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
In fact, I'm getting down to the end of the last batch that I made of those. So it's probably about time to make some more of those. But the interesting thing about churros is that it's not just strictly like a cinnamon sugar
okay.
scent. There's also and this is a classification of aroma notes in perfumery, but they're just called like bakery scents. So it smells fried, for lack of a better
Mm,
term. So yeah, it's not just a straight cinnamon sugar. It actually smells like kind of doughy, kind of yeasty, if you will.
right. It's been a while since I tried that one. I couldn't remember off the top
It's
of
been
my
a while
head.
since anyone's bought it. But
Yeah, but not. But tonight people are picking these up. So once again, those little sample packs would be great just to throw in on your order. That maybe that'll
yeah,
help you get to the $35 and get the free shipping. So that could you could be the best of both worlds there.
there you go.
And yeah, so if you want any of the samples from the original scent lineup, all you have to do is click in one of those, like cedar tobacco vanilla, because I love that one. You can click in it, and then there's a drop down here, and you can pick whatever you want. So there's the 2 gram sample for $2.99 for individual samples. So stock up
Yeah,
on that, try all the scents, and then come back for more once you figure out what you like.
yeah. It was one of those things that when I first started growing a beard out, it was like 2016. I did the same thing a lot of people do. I just kind of looked on the internet and I bought a bunch of sample packs and wound up spending a pretty fair amount of money um, to have a lot of scents that I didn't like. So that's kind of what informed my decision to just kind of do cheap samples because I don't want guys to have to spend a ton of money to find a scent that they like.
Well, that's great. You try to look out for everybody and treat everybody the way you want to be treated. So that's very admirable of you. By the way, we are releasing 4 cents in the back to school collection. We got Keeper of Keys, which is pipe tobacco, cedar, black tea, leather, and autumn spices. Magical Me's vanilla musk. Parcel tongue is chai and agar wood or oud. Mandrake is green wood and potting soil. And you can pick up that in a lot of different things. Somebody had a good question. Will the first uh, Harry Potter series ever be making a reappearance?
Oh, well, there's the inspiration for Keeper of Keys right there, actually. Um, so um, I thought about that, and it's going to take some work because a few of those fragrances that I used for that series are no longer available. So it's not impossible. It's just going to take some reformulation. Originally, I wanted to release both collections at the same time, so like a series one and a series two. And I may still do that at some point later this year, but it's just I'm going to have to reformulate a couple of them because those fragrances are not made anymore, as far
Yeah.
as I can tell.
Maybe you could do like a pre-order or something so you would know how many you might need to put together.
Uh, yeah, yeah, and it's not unthinkable. I mean, as with all things, damn Yankee. I mean, if this collection does well, I mean, it has the potential to stick around for as long as people still want it. So, um, it's seasonal right now, but I mean, there's a ton. Well, not a ton. There's some scents that we have on the website now that started out as seasonals that made the big show at some point. So it it's just a matter of if people want to keep them around, then they'll be around. So
Awesome. So if you got any more questions, put them there in the comments. You had a couple good questions come in tonight so far.
mm,
And once again, don't forget to use the code BANJO15 to save yourself 15%. And what I don't have on my little list here is that because I didn't see it off the when I was glancing at the website earlier, you do get free US shipping at the $35 mark. So that's after
mm,
you use the Banjo 15 and before any taxes and stuff is added. If you have $35 in your cart,
right.
you should get the free shipping on that. You
Yeah.
can get it on all of these different products, and they're all good. I have tried all the products. I think I've tried the. I can't remember if I've tried
So
the washes and
uh,
the co-washes and stuff.
yeah. So quick shout out because I saw him comment in a second ago, but Linwood Sharp
Yep,
is our customer who gave us the profile for Keeper of Keys. He's also a huge potter. There he is.
great job,
Uh,
Mr. Linwood. Great job.
yeah, he came up with like the Yankees profile of all time, I think, with that one. But he's also a huge fan of the series, just like we are, if not maybe even more so. So um, he this inspiration came from him, so we're happy to have all that.
Well, appreciate everybody stopping in. We've got like 30 people watching, so that's a
Yay!
yeah, which is good. We got Carrie stopped by. Says Pete must be in that
Hey, there's
105
Terry.
degree heat.
Yeah,
Well,
I
we
believe
can
it.
wash them out if you want. We can make them black and white. See if you don't want to see his
Carrie
red
probably
face.
gets Carrie probably gets it worse than I do. He's down south of Austin, so it gets a little bit hotter down there than it does up here. But ooh, yeah, man, they get it down there. That's for sure.
All right. So, Pete, you have anything else you wanted to add or talk about? Maybe what's coming between now and the end of the year, or any of that kind
So
of stuff.
yeah, no, so typically, we let this collection right here will be around at least through December. Typically I stop fall stuff, around the holidays or just before. Um, Now, of course, if people are continuing to buy it, then I'll just kind of keep it on the back burner. Typically, we're good for one or two holiday scents as well. So I wouldn't be at all surprised to see some of that coming around. I'm going to try to do it earlier this year so people have a chance to actually. So probably just after Thanksgiving, I'm going to try to crank out. I've got one scent for sure. I'm maybe trying to do two
I
for
like
the holidays.
I like the one that had cranberry in it. I think that was a fall scent, but
Yeah, there were
I
a
think
couple.
it could go for like the Christmas season too. I think
There were a couple that had cranberry. So the same original series that did Bountiful, we had one called Thankful that
that
was
was one of my
cranberry and
favorites.
orange and pumpkin
I think that was
spice.
probably my favorite collection that you did, besides the the powder ones that with that's a little bit
Yeah.
more fun. I love the Grateful, the Bountiful, the whatever the other ones were. I liked all four of those
Um,
that year. They were
Bountiful,
home runs.
Thankful. Man, that's terrible. I can't remember my own stuff. I'll have to think of it. There's one that was like apple and cedar, and then there was another that was like whiskey and man, that's terrible. I can't even remember my own stuff anymore.
Well, I don't
Um,
feel so bad for not remembering it either. Then
yeah, well, yeah, but anyway, so yeah, we'll have some holiday stuff coming. Um, I typically don't do like a Halloween scent, but this year I've actually been thinking about doing some kind of limited run Halloween thing just for the heck of it because I've never really done it. There was one year, I think 3 or 4 years ago, that I released just like a straight pumpkin spice scent around October.
PSL
Um,
pumpkin spice latte.
yeah, that one as well. I still like that one. Nobody bought. There's like two or three guys that like that one, and that was about it. That was a good scent. Coffee scents, and I did another coffee scent
Oh, let's see if Pete is frozen. Let's see if he comes
sensor.
back.
They hate
Okay,
coffee
you're back.
scents,
You
and
froze up on me a minute there, Pete.
I I just it's not something I do a lot, and I probably, unless it's really different and unique, I probably won't do a coffee scent again for the foreseeable future. But
That's
they
another.
just don't do well
That's
for
one of
me
those
for
another
whatever
trigger
reason.
sense, right? With you say coffee, people get triggered.
So
All right, you're frozen on my screen. I hear you talking though. Can you hear me?
mhm.
All right, I may have to kick him out and have him rejoin. I'm gonna kick you out, Pete. Hopefully he'll be back in just a second. Yeah, Pete was frozen like AOL. I don't know about E's house. Ken, I figured Ken. Ken, we got one tonight that's got some leather in it, by the way. So we've got Pete's joining back. Let's see if we get him back. Now you're back. You froze up on me. I could hear you
Hey,
talking, but you couldn't hear me back, and you were frozen. So I kicked you out.
oh, that's strange. But so yeah, I mean, we coffee scents. I'm just talking going off about coffee scents. It's not something I do a lot, and they never sell well. I opened in 2018 with a coffee scent called Flat White, and to be perfectly honest with you, I can't remember the last time I shipped one. Like it's been that long. So yeah, it just doesn't typically do well for me.
All right, got some more questions here. I missed some stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see. Does the butter give a slight hold, or is it pure nourishment? There's no. I don't have the ingredients off the top of my head, but there's no wax or anything in it.
Yeah, no. I kind of made a philosophical choice early on to just make it strictly nourishment, right? So it's shea butter and the original blend oil is all that is. And so my thinking on it originally, and my thinking on it still now, is that oh, can you hear me?
Yep, I
We're
still
good.
hear you.
Oh, good. Okay. Um, that's what balms are for, in my opinion, is for hold. So, and I know that opinions vary on that, and that's just my take on it. So,
Russ says that he loves the butter, so that's cool. Russ
okay.
also, I agree with Russ here. Say your trimmed beard is fire. Lots of fire emojis. Now you trimmed it really short, then it grew back, but I really do like that length on you. I'm wondering how you like it and how Mrs. Yankee likes that length on you.
Actually, this is longer than she would like it to be. So when I met her 10 years ago, I had kind of some stubble action that she dug, and then of course, I grew out my wizard beard a few years later, and she was nice about it. But I mean, it was kind of the worst kept secret in our marriage was that she hated my beard. So you know what, and I'd had it long for probably 4 years, and I just decided this summer. We've been swimming a lot and a lot of chlorine, a lot of sun, and the maintenance on it was just really killing me. So I decided to go short just kind of for the summer. And thanks, Russ. I appreciate it. I like it. I probably will go shorter than this here pretty soon. Um, so I'm due for another trim here next week, and then I've got a wedding to go to where I need to look fancy for pictures. So.
Nice. Yeah, Linwood's got sharp eye. I didn't see that T-shirt you got hiding under there. You got a
Oh yeah. Let's
see.
see if I can get that
Yeah,
out here.
nice. Are you selling around to those? Because I'm sure you'd sell some.
I am putting the framework in place for that, but it's not ready yet.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, no, I made this one just for me, just to kind of have. But
It turned out great. It
uh,
looks great.
well, thank you. Yeah, it's really it's hugely satisfying to come up with a design on your laptop and then have it wind up on a T-shirt. It's very egocentric thing to do, is to have one of your designs on a shirt. But we're going to be launching. This is completely unrelated to Damn Yankee, but here at the end of the year, early next year, we're going to be launching a strictly apparel endeavor. So
Cool.
um, yeah, so we're going to get those things in place here pretty soon.
Nice. What would you say makes Damn Yankee Beer Co. special? Well, I can answer that, and I'll let Pete jump in. So, I've worked with Pete for I don't know how many years now, 5 years, something like that.
Almost since
So,
the beginning, yeah,
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 almost since the beginning. So, if you saw how cheap the prices were, he's kind of undervalued himself a little bit, but he doesn't want to rip you off. He prides himself in his releases. His scents are crafted with love. I know how much stuff goes into putting some of those scents together. Sometimes they work, and sometimes they you try it for a while and you just can't get it to work, and you throw it out
yeah,
and try something else. But the scents smell very authentic. They don't smell like store bought fragrances. So when you see it smell that it says like caramel and apples and whatever, it smells like caramel and apples and not an air freshener that smells like caramel and apples. So
yeah.
that's what I like about Damn Yankee myself. Pete, you have anything that you pride yourself on you wanted to throw in?
Um, you hit on a lot of it. I mean, it's important to me that whether you love them or hate them, the sense came from me. I didn't just outsource it to some lab somewhere who sent me, 3 or 4 cents, and I just picked the best one. I mean, these are things that I've actually put thought into and heart into. And like you said, I mean, it's some of them turn out great, some of them not so much. So it's kind of a mixed bag with Damn Yankee. The other thing that I pride myself on is that there's not a lot of ambiguity in those scents, right? Like, so when I describe a scent, I mean, those are things that I want you to be able to smell individually, right? So, in other words, if I'm saying cedar, or if I'm saying chai, or if I'm saying oud, I mean, I want you to be able to actually smell those things individually, and playing with the other notes as well. So hopefully, authenticity, and I try to be fair with pricing. I'm not trying to rip anybody off.
Russ, I didn't see Ken's question. Ken, ask it again. I didn't see it. Maybe it didn't show up on my little thing here. Oh, yeah. Ken didn't know he had a question either. Maybe that was somebody else. Uh, anyway, we'll keep looking here. So if you have any more questions, let us know. If not, we'll be wrapping it up here in a few minutes. Let us know what you've picked up, or if you need any more recommendations. Let everybody know in the comments what your favorite Damn Yankee scents are. We've been talking about some of mine. What are some of yours?
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. It's I'm getting to an age where it's hard for me to read things that small. I probably should put glasses on. But yeah, I'm getting that's where you get a lot of these grays. So
How much smoke is in that new, or how smoky the scent was? Which scent was that? There's nothing here
you might
that's
be talking
very
about magic.
smoky. Yeah, there's nothing that's
Magically,
very smoky. It's just got a little hint of it, where you almost have to know. Had to hear Pete say that it was smoky before you put two and two together, and like, oh, that makes sense on where it was going.
yeah. Yeah, I found that out the hard way early on, is that making a really smoky scent just doesn't appeal to people. I
Yeah.
made I think like the first year I was open, I did a s'mores scent, and that was pretty heavily smoky, and it just, there were a couple people that liked it, but it just didn't do well.
So yeah, so you can start making. I bet you can make a good list of scents that people don't like, right? That are they're like off-putting. You already have a small base anyway. If you don't, you split those in half, and half the people like it, and half the people don't. You're like,
Yeah, no, I've got a running list of aroma notes that are the kiss of death. I mean, probably the number one, which really stinks for me because I like it a lot, but lavender
mm.
is the kiss of death for a beard product.
I
And
don't.
I've
I
released,
think that might have changed some. There's been so many companies over the past couple years that have really done a good job with it. It does not smell like that. It doesn't smell
it's,
overly floral. It's got it's almost a little bit more like a true lavender, which can almost smell like a cedar in a way. It can give you that bite. So I think
doesn't
people
lavender
might have
give you
warmed up
headaches?
to it. I've
Doesn't
warmed
lavender
up
give
to
you
it.
headaches?
No, it
I
doesn't,
thought,
but I know some people it does. So that, especially
yeah,
if you use the authentic stuff. So
yeah. And then, and I've done quite a number of these, but just food scents in general. I know a lot of guys who are just vehemently opposed to food scents, which is a shame because I've got a few that are probably worth checking out that a lot of guys will not check out just because they are that opposed to food scents. But no patchouli from
yeah,
Mrs. Yankee.
I'm with Mrs.
Yeah,
Yankee on that one. Patchouli, coffee. I'm not, is usually one that's not a lot of people like. I've got some weird ones. Like I don't usually like vanilla, but
yeah.
I've learned
You
to
know what I
never
should
say
do?
never. But me doing this
Yeah,
so many years, I don't ask companies I don't tell companies, hey, send me this scent. They just send me whatever they want me to review.
yeah.
So, which usually means I get just about a lot of stuff that I wouldn't normally pick out. And, I've,
It just occurred to me that I should, at some point, I should make a scent that has all the kiss of death notes in it, like, you
you should
know,
call it Kiss of Death.
yes, like patchouli, lavender,
Coffee.
coffee, and just put it all together. And okay, yeah, I'm making mental notes as we're talking about this.
That would be funny. Oh, man. Brendan loves lavender. See, you got people have warmed up to it because it's been done in some very tasteful ways lately.
The I think the only thing that I still have on the website that has lavender in it is an old scent from 2019 called Nightlight. And the interesting thing about that is that Nightlight is the only other scent that I've ever released that was a customer profile.
Mm.
So Keeper of Keys now is the second,
I,
but Nightlight, um,
it's not
man,
on
I don't
here.
even know. You probably have to go to the butter page,
Okay.
and I believe it's on the drop down for 4 ounce butters, but I think that's the only place that still lives anymore. Um, anyway, so, and I don't know, I may have told you this story, but back in 2019, we had a customer who, like you, was into cedar tobacco vanilla, and he also at the time had a baby girl that he was giving baths with, like Johnson's baby shampoo that was like a lavender baby shampoo.
Mm-hmm.
And he messaged me and he was like, "Hey, these would probably smell really great together." So essentially, Nightlight is just cedar tobacco vanilla without the tobacco, with the addition of lavender. So that's kind of where that came from.
JP's got another one for me triggered. A lot of times clove. You put a little clove in there with the
Well,
patchouli and the coffee.
I've only, yeah, he's exactly right. I've only done one clove scent and it tanked hard. 2020, I think I
Was that
released
the
a scent
pineapple?
called, Yeah, it was called Glazed Over, and it was clove and pineapple. And I think it might have worked if I balanced it a little better, but it was a face punch of clove when you put that in, and I think it turned a lot of people off. So
Nice.
yeah.
Well, we're going to wrap it up here.
Nope.
Make sure you check out the back to school collection. There, all four magical scents you guys can pick up. You can use the code Banjo15. They're going to be around for a little while. We've got some special bottles here that will last until we run out, and then you start using the old regular bottles, I guess. On that,
Yeah.
pick up that Sterling blend. A lot of different ways you can go. You get free shipping at $35, and you can get samples and any of that stuff. If you have any questions, reach out to me or Pete, and he will be glad to help you out and point you in the right direction.
Yeah.
Any last
And
words
I
there,
would say
Pete?
this, yeah, just the parting shot. If you're new to Damn Yankee, and we have the two carrier blends, if you're not sure which one to go with, the difference between original blend and Sterling is only $1. So if you're not sure, I would just go ahead and go Sterling. In my opinion, it works a fair amount better than the original blend. So if you're not sure, I would go Sterling, and if you don't like it, just DM me and I'll swap it out.
Nice.
Yeah,
Brendan's new, and he went with Sterling tonight. So I hope you
excellent.
enjoyed as much as I do, and a lot of other guys do.
Yes,
So,
sir.
guys, until next time, we want to thank you for joining us. And I don't know if I'll do karaoke tomorrow night or not. I've been fighting off the back to school cold we get every year. Been trying to fight
Yeah.
that off a little bit. But I hope you guys take care, and we'll be seeing you soon.
Thank you very much.